Hello and welcome back to this week's episode of The Weekly Rewind, presented by Attractions Magazine. I'm your host, Theron White, and this week we're starting on Monday, March 6th, all the way up to Sunday, March 12th. Now here on Monday, we got to look at the Simpsons couch from the old photo op at Universal. It was currently for sale in their prop shop, and you can pick it up. So if anyone would like to have an awesome piece of Simpsons memorabilia inside their home, you better hurry up because I'm sure it will not be there long. Then, on Tuesday 7th, we went to go check out Race Through New York starring Jimmy Fallon at Universal Orlando. Now, this was a media day preview. They have been doing soft openings as well, so you do have the chance to perhaps be able to ride the attraction before it officially opens on April 6th. But until then, you were able to do these soft openings, and we were able to get a preview that we put on the show this week of the attraction. So we got to go inside, got to talk to some of the creatives, and then check out these really funny thank you notes. So I'm going to read two of them right here. First one says, "Thank you people who stare at their phones playing games when they're at the park for basically saying I like to have fun, but not as much as I like ignoring fun." And the second thank you note says, "Thank you amusement parks for being a magical place where anything is possible, and more importantly, where anything can be deep fried and eaten on a stick." Then we have this photo that Banks got inside of the queue where he was taking a picture with #Panda. Now, if you haven't watched this episode of the show yet or been able to check out much about the attraction, you can actually meet #Panda and see the Ragtime Gals while waiting in the queue for Race to New York starring Jimmy Fallon. Then, on Wednesday, March 8th, this gigantic 30-foot championship title belt from WrestleMania was unveiled on the east side of Lake Eola. Now, I'm not a massive WWE fan myself, but I know it is going to be an absolutely incredible event. It's going to be huge coming this April to Orlando. So if you are a fan, you've got to check out this championship title belt. And obviously, of course, go get your tickets for WrestleMania this year. Moving on to Thursday, March 9th, we got an inside look at Pandora coming to Disney's Animal Kingdom. Now, the first one is of James Cameron and Whoopi Goldberg on the Navi River journey, and we can already see how ridiculously colorful this entire ride is going to be. And we know that the boats are going to be an advanced type, it's not like a Small World or anything kind of boats where you're just following a current. So I'm just going to assume that the boat is a lot like the Pirates of the Caribbean ride over in Shanghai Disneyland. That being said, then, these boats can probably turn left, right, go forward, backward, do everything. So I'm really excited to see how perhaps they could implement that. I know it's obviously going to be gorgeous. I mean, you can see the pictures here. It looks absolutely incredible, and I'm sure that the attention to detail is spectacular. So I'm just wanting to see maybe when you meet the shaman at the end, maybe your boat can turn sideways and spin around her. I don't really know. This is just kind of making up ideas and seeing what they could do. But I'm super excited to ride this ride. And then the second photo we're looking at here is the light up ground and plants in Pandora. Now, I don't know where this picture is taken. I can't tell if this is indoors or if it's outdoors. Either way, it looks so good. This is one of the things it sounds weird, but I was the most excited just to hear that the ground lights up, because what I've heard as well is that wherever you walk, it actually traces out your footsteps. So if you take, if you walk a couple feet, you can turn around and actually see the steps that you took. So I really, really hope that is true. And again, since I can't tell if it's inside or outside, I know obviously it is possible. I'm not saying this is easy, but I'm sure it's a lot easier to do indoors. So if it's outside as well, and it's something maybe, of course, only for a night experience, but if this is outside as well, I can tell you right now, I am 100% going to lose my mind. This would be just absolutely spectacular. Moving on to Friday, March 10th, we're getting more pictures and inside looks at Avatar, as this time we look at the Flight of Passage ride. Now, from these pictures that we got from the Nightline show, I don't really know, we're looking at the vehicles for the ride, and originally I had heard that maybe there was going to be a Banshee, or that it's going to be a really advanced ride vehicle. I'm not really sure, because it almost looks like you're sitting in a kind of an odd bike position, almost like those arcade games where you can lean left and right, and that'll but when you're on a motorcycle racing game. So I'm not exactly sure what this is, and I can see that it looks like there's kind of a cage in front of you. So I don't know. I mean, the glasses look cool. I'm sure they're going to do the 3D is going to be spectacular. I know a lot of people are kind of like Disney and Universal. They're all just resorting only to screens now. But if you can do it right, I mean, I've never heard someone complain about riding Soaring. Well, literally all that ride is is a massive screen, but being put into it and given the smells and the sounds and the wind, that's what really makes the attraction. So I'm hoping it's going to be another one like this. And since we did see the cages and earlier photos have shown that you're kind of elevated, I'm wondering if maybe it's something like you lean in your chair and the cage moves and you're maybe put out like suspended, kind of like Soaring. So something like that could definitely make the ride more exciting and exhilarating, because I did hear that this is more of a fast-paced version of Soaring and definitely a more updated version. So overall, I'm just really excited to see how this attraction overall will turn out and how exactly the ride vehicles are implemented to make sure that the ride experience is very fluid and it puts you into the action. Then moving on to Saturday, March 11th, I was able to get this photo at a local Walmart where if you're a fan of the Disney Emoji Blitz game, you're able to get pillows based off of the app for only $5, which I thought was very reasonable because they were very, very soft pillows. They seemed high quality and they were a lot of fun because they were double-sided. So like one side will be like the laughing, crying face, the other side's a normal smile, or maybe it's the heart face and then a crazy smile or laughter and something like that. So it seemed like a fun little gift for $5. Continuing on Saturday, we see this signage is up of the Polite Piggott Disney Springs, and thank you to BioReconstruct for letting us use these photos. We got to check out, just see how it's going out so far, because I know they don't have an official opening date yet, and I know that this restaurant is part of a kind of like the beginning of a local chain here. I believe the first restaurant is in Winter Park, and now, of course, here at Disney Springs. So it'll be nice to add a small-time restaurant. I don't know if it's a sit-down or a strictly quick service, but whichever it is, I'm sure it's going to have some really good barbecue options. And hey, you can never go wrong with more spots to eat at Disney Springs. And lastly, today, Sunday, March 12th, we were able to look at and check out the Misadventure Falls water slide that is now open at Disney's Typhoon Lagoon. Now, this is the first Disney water park ride to have its own animatronic. I personally have only watched the part of the video that shows the lift. I didn't want to see any more beyond that because I do want to be surprised myself. But I know that the detail is really, really well done, and it's got a lot of like hidden Easter eggs to other Disney like fandoms, some Disney films, and everything like that. So it seems like a really great water slide option, and I am sure that families are going to be excited that there is another attraction inside the water park, as well as one that's definitely going to be able to hold the whole family, if not most of the family, if it is a very, very large group. And that is it for this week's episode of the Weekly Rewind. Thank you so much for watching, and I encourage you, if you do not already, to follow us on our Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. You can also follow my personal Twitter. That is @TheronWhite. Now, I will let you know that about 80 to 90% is basically just going to be following Attractions Magazine anyway, because that is definitely what I talk about all the time. Most weeks I do also say to have fun and be safe, but this week, because I'm recording so late, I'm also going to encourage you to get some sleep. Most weeks are filled and they're busy and we're all in chaos, so if you need to this week, take a little vacation, get some rest in, enjoy your time, and absolutely have a great week. I can't wait to see you guys next time.